Chitu talked to me and said, "Hey, why don't you kind of talk about this thing maybe for some times, and then we all can discuss about this thing." And I think Manoj, I sent you a text yesterday, but I maybe you did not see that. But if everybody has interest, we can talk about this thing, because I believe that that's very important topic for all of us.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. So let me. I think if everybody can give me a second here.
Please mute if you are not talking. Kaushik and Norman and many people have not muted their mics.
So let me kind of have the disclaimer first. I'm not an expert on this subject, and I don't know enough about this thing to profess this thing to other people. I have not done a lot of research either, but my idea was to kind of bring up this discussion so we all can learn from one another and kind of enrich our lives. So that's what my thoughts were. Now let me kind of give you some background, and how did I start thinking about this thing. So my father, he was a very successful businessman in India, and my parents, they used to. Somebody is not mute. Okay. So, my parents used to come to USA every year for more than 25 years. And then all of a sudden it was like a switch. Both of them developed very severe Parkinson's disease. They stopped traveling, and then came Alzheimer's disease, and they could not take care of themselves. So during my very busy practice time, I used to go to India because, and I used to go 2, 3 times a year, because there was nobody, none of my siblings lived close to my parents. So we all family members used to travel to India frequently to look after my parents and make sure that all their needs were taken care of. So that was the one thing that kind of made me think about that. The second thing happened was my wife's mother. She was driving more than 250 miles from Chicago to come and visit us. She used to regularly went to gym till she was 88 years of age. And stopping her to drive was a big problem for all family members. She was a very active person, physically as well as mentally, till she was 91 years of age. And then again, it was like a switch. Things changed, and till she was 94 when she passed, it was something that she could not take care of herself. So all these changes are very dramatic, and that made me started thinking. And I started thinking, can this happen to me? And I felt that the answer is yes, it can happen to me. The next question was, am I prepared to handle this situation? And the answer was, I don't know. I may be prepared, or I may not be prepared. Now, our parents were lucky to have family to take care of them. Are we going to be lucky to have our children take care of us? Um, we all are lucky to have good children, and I'm not questioning their will, but I'm questioning their circumstances, that their circumstances might be different than ours to take care of us when that time comes. So then I started thinking, how can I prepare for old age? We live in America, but we are culturally different than the Americans. Our needs are very unique. Food, culture, interest, company we enjoy, all those things are different. And I think there are many more things that we are different than Americans. Though we all think about that we are prepared, we are not thinking about the changes which sometimes happen so fast, and we will not be ready for that. I believe that everything cannot be planned, but we can plan for certain things. And then I started dissecting different things and say, what are the different things that I can change to prepare myself for old age? So first of all, I started thinking about financial health. because we all think about financial. Do I have enough money for retirement? Do I have money for my old age and my needs, and so on and so forth? uh, all our responsibilities are taken care of. Some of the expenses are going to increase, and some of us have more than others, but we all have enough. This is not a concern that any of us should have, because we all are blessed, and I think we are going to be just fine in that respect. So the second thing we I thought about is the health. Now, we all were busy with our medical practices. We did not have time for healthy living. Very few of us, like I see Manoj and Karthik and few others, they are a lot better than me. And uh, I think they are healthier. I used to have my morning tea driving to the hospital, getting ready for my surgeries. And I used to eat lunch in my car when I was going from one place to the other place, and I did not really pay attention to my health. It may be too late for some of the problems. However, can we change what the harm is done? And I think that subject is debatable. At least we can prevent further damage and improve our health status. uh, I think it is late, but we can even start now. Now, we will need surgeries. We'll have to deal with many medical problems. And if we have better health, then I think we are going to do better. My wife had knee replacement recently,
एक
and
मिनट मीटिंग चालू है.
uh, we had my wife had knee replacement recently, and we found out that her muscle strength was not
Zoom
not
बड़ोड़ा.
good enough to kind of recover faster. She did very well, but again, if she had good muscle strength and good physique, I think she would have done
सही आ मैंने
much
तशी आतिश
better.
मैंने अनफोल्ड करता हूँ.
Much better. So I think I decided that I need to make some changes in my life. So now that I'm retired, I have a regular routine exercise. I do some yoga, and I also do more physical activities. And I think this has definitely improved my health. I
नो
lost
टाको.
more than 35 pounds from the highest weight I used to be. And I think I feel good about that. Other thing is the diet.
नो टाको.
So Chitu probably knows a lot more, and many of us have talked about this thing, and I think this is subject by itself. But I think if we can start about changing our dietary habits sooner in our lives, I think that will be quite helpful to prepare us for the old age. This is another thing that I felt that is very critical, is taking care of our finances. So I have seen many friends whose spouse had no idea what they have, what their expenses were, how much income they were getting and spending for their expenses, and from where those things came. Uh, we have to deal with complex things like investments, real estate, and other complex asset management thing. Now, this happens because one of us is doing this thing, and other one has taken no interest. And some of us might be those spouses that our spouse's wife, husband is doing all these things, and we have no idea. And I think this could be a disastrous thing. So in every big institution, they have a succession plan. Company does not cease to function if the CEO dies. And I think our family is like our company, and I think we need to kind of be prepared. Our spouse, or we should learn how to take care of that. If our spouse is doing all those things, how to take care of this. So if you have investments in India, it can be even more difficult, and it is very complicated. It is very likely that our children will give up on those assets. They will say, it is too complicated. We don't know the system, and we don't want to try to get our assets, which are invested in India. So I made some changes in my life. I have been teaching my wife how to deal with all our assets and liabilities, how to trade stocks, how I plan, how I trade my investment, and my reasoning, how I do it. She was not interested before, but since we talked a lot about this thing, uh, I think she has been more receptive to this idea, and now she's learning. And I think this is very, very important. If you're not doing this thing, that your spouse knows about all your assets, or all your liabilities, and learn how to deal with that situation.
See?
I also have a copy of all my assets and liabilities in a safe place that can be accessed by my wife, my children, and they are aware of where those things are. I also have contact information for each investment, and who can help them if they need help, and they are in that situation. It is also important that you have to nominate your spouse, your other family members for all your banking institutions, your pension investments, and other investments, because not doing that thing can be a disastrous thing. And it may not be that you will lose those investments, but it will take a longer time to access those things for your family. Other thing is will, trust, and durable power of attorney. So my father had most of his assets in India, but he did have some assets in USA. Now he passed away in India, and going through. So I had to go through the probate because I did not have his will that was forcible in America. So I had to go through the probate, and it was a very time-consuming thing, and there were a lot of attorney expenses that I had to deal with because he did not have his will, trust, and durable power of attorney in USA. I thought that everybody has done this thing, but I was surprised when I talked to a few of my friends, and I found out that they did not have either will or trust or durable power of attorney. And I think it can help you or your children um, to protect your assets from probate. And again, they are going to get their assets, but it's a lot of hassle, and the attorney expenses will be significant. Again, if you have a very large assets, then taxation may be a concern too. Retirement. You know, when it was my last day of work, a lot of my patients came and say, "Oh my gosh, Dr. Ambani, you were so great. We are thankful for what you did, and we'll miss you. And we don't know if you're going to find another doctor that will give us care like what you did." But I can tell you one thing: you are a number in a corporate America. Nobody cares. Once you're gone, you'll be forgotten in a day, month, year, or very short period of time. The replacement is always going to be there. So I would not delay my retirement just because I feel that somebody needs me and I can help people. As long as you can take care of health and work is not a stress, and you can do it, you don't have any hobbies, that's fine. Continue working. Nothing wrong with that, because work is your hobby, and as long as it doesn't affect your health, it doesn't create a stress, that's fine. My strong recommendation is that develop hobbies. Find a purpose beyond working. If you start thinking, you will find enough things to do to keep yourself busy when you're retirement. My friend who was a workaholic, he has no interest in life other than reading the news. He can tell me what is the temperature in Chhatrapati Shivaji Airport at 6 o'clock in the morning. But other than that, he has no interest. However, he retired 7 years ago, and I was very much worried about him. He has not missed a day of work. He has kept himself so busy, and I think he's a living example of things that retirement can be really, really fun, and you can do a lot more in your life. You have your grandchildren. You can develop some hobbies. You can do something you don't even know what you are capable of doing it and what will interest you till you experiment that. And I think retire sooner. 1.5 years of my retirement, I've not missed a single day of work. I do woodworking, I play golf, I play bridge, I spend time with my grandkids, I can do a lot of stuff. And I think I always felt that, why do I want to work for to make money for my children? I don't think I need to do that. The next thing I thought about is the commune living. And I think I will give all credit to Chitu. He's the one who kind of got started on this thing. We all have great family, great children, and they're willing to take care of our needs when that time comes. But I'm just thinking like this. I'm 72. My children are 42 and 39. I expect that when I need help, I will be about 85 years of age. At that age, my children will be 55 and 52. Um, Now, they still will be working. They will have their responsibilities. And I'm not sure if I want to go to a nursing home. I I'm sure that my children will help me, but I think with their responsibilities, though they're willing, they may not be capable of doing things for us that we are expecting or our needs are. Kids are good company for a short period of time, but we are all dashes. We are culturally different, and we enjoy company of our own age. And I don't think the kids can give us that. And I think the common living is a great idea. My grandkids are ranging from 9 years to 1.5 years of age, and we are spending time with them for bonding, particularly with all their activities. Even when we are in Florida, we plan on flying for all their sports activities and all those things as much as possible. And our calculation is that, when my youngest one is 7 years of age, he will not care for grandparents because they are busy with their kids. And if we have done enough bonding before age 7, I think that is going to reactivate in later years of their lives. And I think we'll have good bonding when we are 85 years of age. So, other big thing that we all have to be concerned about is what happens when one spouse is gone. I think if we are closer with our friends, it is going to help us a lot in terms of supporting emotionally to our spouse. And since we moved to Florida, we have several of our friends in that area. We made some new friends, and I feel that I think that is going to be a big support system for us because we are in a commune that was Chitu's dream. It is not what he was thinking, but I think it is close to what he was thinking. And I'll tell you one thing about friendship. We all are good friends. We talk about that, but I do not count on my friends who drink with me and we enjoy, or somebody who came at my home for my kid's wedding. But I count on my friends who will come to my funeral. So I think something that we all have to develop that kind of friendship. And I think living in a commune and when we are helping other people for their needs, I think that kind of friendship can develop, and I think it will be very, very important. Other thing I thought about was that how can I prepare my home which will be friendly to my needs when I become old. So we all have big homes, and that was a right decision at some time. But I think that's a wrong decision for this time in my life. I want to downsize as much as possible. I cannot climb stairs anymore. I don't like to do that. However, even in my big home, my living is on one floor. I have a home in Florida. There is a one floor living, and I can tell you that there is no substitute to that kind of living. And I think do that because your health is not going to permit you to climb stairs and do things that you can do now. Second thing, I think get automation in your house. You will not be able to do it when you need it. If you can do it now, it may be more expensive when you don't need it, but get automation. It is going to help you when you really need it. I can tell you another thing. I realized this thing that I have problem with my shoulders. I used to play golf and I cannot, turn my back. I cannot turn my shoulders the way I can do now. And it may be hard for me to clean my rear end. I will tell you, get a bidet in your home because that may be something that, yeah, I don't need it right now. I can do it, but it may be your need tomorrow. I may not be able to move my shoulder to do what I need. Um, I think get everything in your house that is a handicap accessible, and think about all these things, and we can all kind of discuss about this thing and learn from other people what are the things that we need to do our house more handicap accessible.
Yes.
This was another thing that I kind of noticed. I was working in the hospital and in comp unit, which is a cardiac universal bed unit. I saw that they had tracks on the ceiling, and this track can be used to lift the patient to take from the bed to the bathroom. And I said, my gosh, this is a great idea, because with my bad back, with back shoulders, bad knees, and if my spouse becomes incapable of doing things, I may need that thing to I don't want to go to nursing home, and I would prefer to live in my house as much as possible. And if I had something like that, it can be a great help. Now, is it feasible? I don't know. Maybe it may not be feasible for everybody, but at least that I planted that thought in my mind that I can change something in my house that can help me to handle with the situation in future. And again, think about this. After all the money that we have, what's the point of having that money? Let's use it for our needs. And I think I would not just limit to our needs for our disability, but even for our dreams. If you want a better car, if you want a better home, you want to have better things, you know why not spend money for us? Other thing that I learned about the relationship, a friend of mine, he's a very, very good person in relationship building. He will spend $1 of his money if somebody can benefit 50 cents, because he spent $1 and he did not get anything out of that. I can tell you that he has built relationship with so many people, that he's 8 years of age now. And I can tell you that everybody uh, is willing to help him for all his needs. And I think that that's a wonderful thing that we can do. I think building good relationships with your friends, family, siblings, it's going to be very helpful for what you need in the future. And I also believe that money should not be a reason to spoil relationship with your family. And what are you going to do if? I'm talking about this thing because I know some people who are fighting with their family for money, and I feel that what are you going to do with that money? You have enough, and if you get that money, it's not going to change anything in your life. I always believe in forgetting past and living in present and future. That's my philosophy. Other thing is that we talk about accumulating wealth and living for children. I inherited money from my parents. It increased my bank balance, but it did not change my lifestyle. My children, they always told me that, Dad, enjoy what you have. We don't need your money. We taught them how to fish. So I don't think we need to provide them fish. Other guy, my financial guru, Bob Brinker, he always said that, you don't want to be the richest guy in the cemetery. And I think leaving money for the next generation, I think it's a fantasy that we don't need to live in that fantasy. They all kind of have enough, and I think they will be happy even if you don't leave anything for our children. I think positive thinking is also very important for our old age. Glass is either half empty or half full. And I think if you're positive thinking, it will come very handy in a lot of situations in future. I also thought about this thing, and I have started doing this thing. I never thought that this can happen to me. Is like I may need to wear diaper. My dad, he did not have any help, when he was in India. We were all here. And I said, hey, you got to wear diaper. He wore the diaper for a minute and he threw diaper at me because he said, listen, I'm not comfortable. Start wearing diaper now, once a week, once a month, whatever you like. And, because your time will come when you will need diaper. And your children, your caregiver, even if you're in nursing home, those guys are not going to provide you the help that you need. So get used to this thing. I think be prepared that we may have to live in a nursing home, and there might be a lot of things that can happen to us, and I think we all have to be prepared to adopt to the future. I also believe that, I think we have to give back to the society. You can give back to the society more than one way. Money is not the only way. Your knowledge, your skills benefits other people, and I think we
Okay.
start doing that thing. Donate for worthy causes. One thing that I change in my life is that every time I travel to any country, not just India, I decide that I have a certain amount of money, I'm going to give it to somebody. If I see somebody on the street, I feel that the person is needy, some older guy, I give him $10, $20, $50, whatever I feel like, and I spend that money, and I just kind of, it doesn't make any difference in my life, but I think that can make difference in somebody's life.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I think we can other people want to leave, some of them, so maybe we can continue it later or specifically look for something more.
I think I'm just almost done.
Yeah.
I think just I will finish in 2 more minutes. I think we all have to live to live alone and not lonely. There will be time when we don't have company. I think do meditation,
You
spiritual
want to
rituals,
like much
reading,
like that?
whatever, sing, dance, whatever you like to do, but learn to live alone and not lonely. And last thing that I want to talk about is that, I decided to get rid of all the junk, in my house, because when my dad passed, I had to clean his house to get rid of the junk. I In last 1.5 years of my retirement, I got rid of
Nitin, I
all the
think we
junk.
have got the point. Uh, Maybe somebody can summarize it
Sure.
now because
I
time is running out.
Yeah, I'm done.
Uh, Maybe
It will be
Chitu
good thing
has.
to write down as a point so that rather than listening, if we look at it, then it will be helpful. I think everybody is aware of a lot of these things. Chandresh put a link to video about this, and I put a link
No, by and
about it.
large, we are 70, all of us,
Yeah.
plus. So all of us have realized this. I know there is no one who's a novice or no one who's very young. By and large, everyone has realized this, and it's good. I doubt if anyone is working desperately to save for his children. So we have got the point. What do you say, Chitu?
Oh, but there are, I don't want to sound philosophical, but the last part he said about alone and loneliness, because that is where it is, because alone is kaivalya, what Mahavir said. So what I'm saying is that it's just like you have two choices, whether to grow old or to grow wise, like Vruddha or Ghardu. So being mindful and thinking about and reflecting, many people got upset that I got out of entertainment group because I want to feel with my life with joy, cheer, and not like hatred. So be mindful what you do on a typical day and see if you have grown more today than yesterday. That's all I have to say.
You must get some young girls in your life.
Please say it again.
You must get some young girls in your life. They will.
Yes, but I have found a formula for body. You have to stop faka, like munching. For mind, you have to let go faka, your ego.
Yeah.
And for your life, you have to let go fafa, like looking around. Because you have to lock inside, Norman. You know better than me.
No, no, I know. But what is the good of all this good health and good looks if you don't have good girls around here?
Yeah, at my age, absence of body is, is better than presence of mind.
They're
Yeah,
looking
again,
for
Norman, I think
transient
my
pleasure.
my idea was not to kind of profess this to other people, but I thought that most of us are where we are supposed to be. but I think it was just a question of provoking that thinking that, to make sure that we are where we are supposed to be.
I think that, yeah, I mean, all of us learn better with an example rather than just listening to uh, somebody else's stuff. So it is very important if we have somebody who has a really good experience, either way, good way or bad way, in a way, that will be the one I think we should learn from each other. We probably all know all these little things, but how to put it in practice,
Manoj, I would
it
put it the
or
I would I
go ahead.
would put it the other way.
Yeah.
One can learn better from someone else's bad experience.
Yeah, both ways. I'm saying both. Experience is
For a,
good or bad in a
for
way,
a,
whatever way. And I think bad experiences, as you say, is better so that we don't fall into that bad experience trap later on. So yes, I
so
mean
if
there are.
if
I would not like
if
to
if
point out anybody specific, but I think that it will be good if we
if
have some
Chitu
idea about how to deal with those things or what they think they would have done differently or
if
could have been
Chitu
whatever
if
worked for them.
Chitu confides in us about one or two of his bad experiences with these new young girls, then we'll be better enlightened. He should tell us.
One who has seen one has seen all.
Eh? ના
One who has
એવું
seen one has seen all. Norman, there is nothing
એવું
there.
નથી એવું નથી પછી એવું છે ને એ પિક્ચર જોઈને પછી કહેવાનું કે પિક્ચર સારું નથી પણ પિક્ચર તો જોવું પડે.
એટલે પણ કોઈ એવું પિક્ચર જોઈ આવ્યું હોય કે સારું નથી તો હું મારા પૈસા એમાં ના નાખું પછી.
ના very few people they say I will see and then say that it is not good.
Yeah. No, it's up to you then to decide that way.
No, I'm just joking.
ના
I'm not
એટલે
serious.
કોઈને પણ ગમે તે experience. I mean, if
No,
you
but be
like
serious, Norman.
Hmm?
Nitin has put a lot of effort in this. Just
Yeah.
be serious and share what you want to tell us and speak on the subject that how to grow old wisely. Tell us. Don't joke around.
One thing is not to take things very seriously. Believe me, it is good, Nitin, to plan. I admire your efforts, but one thing is what Osho has also said: don't take life too seriously. No one takes it very seriously, so you also don't take it too seriously.
No, I agree. It is not a question of taking life seriously, but it is
No,
a question of preparedness. It's a
no,
preparedness.
let's not argue. You are right 100%. These are just comments, and you will find that certain things fit somewhere. Everything doesn't fit everywhere. So you have to take learnings from everywhere, from philosophy, from hedonistic measures, from money matters, from Donald Trump, from Elon Musk. You have to learn from everyone, not one person. No one has got a perfect life.
Agree.
One will usually not regret and say that I have planned very well. But unless and until you have seen everything, one cannot say very confidently. Everyone has his own way. All are wired differently. All are wired differently. Everyone's wiring software is not the same. So it's okay.
So, Manoj,
બોલો.
can you tell 5 things? Because generally you don't share as much as you do or know.
No.
So, what 5 things you have done to be this healthy? Like, and Karthik, is Karthik there?
No, Karthik is not there.
Okay. I mean, whoever wants to share something and add to what Nitin did, that would be fruitful.
Yeah. And one important thing is you don't want to do anything knowingly. In the sense that okay, I'm going to do this and then follow that, something like that. It should be an automatic thing to do. That's what. But that's all the things Nitin said are important, and we do those things without actually knowing that we are doing it. But diet and exercise, those two are very important part to stay healthy down the road. And company or hobby, I know I had been so even though I have cut down quite a bit, I had been more busy than before with doing a lot of other things. So yes, hobbies don't be without anything to do down the road. But I mean, it may be even reading. I mean, that I think that is fine, something whatever you can do.
Manoj,
But get involved with more people in some way, and could be across the generation. Doesn't have to. I have friends who are teenagers. I have friends who are like middle age, and I have friends who are old age people like me. So that's very important to have
Manoj,
some kind of company across the generations.
somebody
But
can
it
stay.
just, I mean, everybody is doing this thing without actually knowing it. So
No, no. You should realize that somebody can stay healthy till the age of 80, and then the next 5, 10 years may be hell. Or someone can stay healthy till 80 and then pass off in a month. So he has enjoyed life and not suffered. You cannot say that someone who has lived till 90 has lived a better life than someone who has lived till 80. These are all perspectives. You see, what if you live till 90 and someone has lived till 80? Are you better off in those 10 years? I don't think so.
Norman, do you know when you're going to die and what are last 10 years of your life going to be? Because see, nobody knows that, and I think you have to
No,
be prepared.
no, no, no,
you
no.
have to be
Again,
prepared.
again,
That's it.
again, Nitin,
Yes,
this is
yes. You
not
have to you
an
have to you have to work at it. You
this
have
is
to work
not
at
an
it.
argument, and I'm not trying to prove you wrong. This is just a perspective. I'm saying that one must know.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, that is fine. That
No
you want to
one,
be the
no
one who
one will
doesn't have to suffer, and I think that's what.
No one will say that nobody knows what life is, so I should do everything. Let me drink and let me, be overweight or let me do anything. No one will say like that. This is just a perspective that don't be too serious about managing your life. Don't be too. That word TOO is there. Be serious, be sincere. Don't be too serious.
Right, but at the same time, don't be without any plan.
Ha ha,
That's
no,
another
no.
thing.
But
That nobody will.
Norman, where did you get the idea that this was a serious discussion?
This was,
Nitin is having one of the best joyful life. What are you
yeah,
talking?
yeah.
No,
But this
What are
is,
you saying? This is just no. You just it is going towards vivad. We have to do samvad.
I'm
We have to
again
like
and I'm again and
add to
again.
what Nitin has to say, Norman. What I'm
I'm
saying is
again,
a perspective. We have heard your perspective, but this becomes
but that is all.
vivad.
I'm not saying Nitin 100 out of 100 for what you have said. I'm just putting my perspective. I'm not denying one single thing that what you have said. I'm
Got
only
it. We got
adding.
it. Let somebody else also share. We are running out of time.
yeah, yeah.
You
I
live
see,
each day
I see
as if it's the last
Kausik
day of your
Nomak, and they
life.
are just like actually frequent flyers.
Kaushik,
How do
Kaushik,
they
unmute
manage their
yourself.
life? The mic,
Kaushik,
mic is off, Kausik.
mic.
Kausik,
Kaushik, mic is off. Kaushik, your
Kausik,
mic is off.
mic.
Mic.
Kausik, તારું mic off છે.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
So you live each day as if it's the last day of your life. And I think that will, take care of everything. No, I mean, that's how I look at it, life. No, that you do everything as if that's the last day of your life. And I think, so as if you want to do everything and not to have any regrets.
I mean, other thing, I think Kausik is having difficulty turning on the mic, but is, we all try to leave some kind of legacy. And that's what Nitin said was very important, that everybody in your office or your patients tell you that, oh, Dr. Shah, what are we going to do without you when you are gone, and this and that. But next day, nothing. The same way on this earth, if you're going to be gone, unless, say, you are Gautam Buddha or Mahavir Jain or somebody, or very bad person, then other than those, your name is not going to be there, maybe there for a week or a month or a year, but after that, what, So that's also we have to look that we don't want to live life like that yes, everybody will miss us. I think that one way I read about the one of the quality of the leader, most important quality is that leader should be such that when he's gone nobody should miss him. It means he has made so many other leaders after him. So I think that's what we have to deal with, not try to be selfish in a way. I mean, that's what I think another thing I have learned in my way of kind of living is don't be selfish, don't kind of try to make your name, that I did this and people will remember me for this. If you do regular normal things, people will remember you more, I think, rather than other way around. But
You are absolutely right about that, Manoj. You are
yeah,
absolutely right.
yeah. Umakant has to say something.
હા નીતિને જે 15 મિનિટમાં આફ્ટર રિટાયરમેન્ટ કે આફ્ટર 60 years જે કરવું જોઈએ એ બહુ પ્રિસાઇસલી કહ્યું એ મારા ખરેખર એ મસ્ટ બી કોંગ્રેચ્યુલેટેડ.
Yeah.
Thank you.
એના
How about you? But Umakant, how about you? What are you doing?
I am doing just I am here in USA for 6 months for with grandkids and my two sons so I am passing my time very very enjoying
Good for you.
Hmm.
Very nice.
Tin, do you
Yes.
want to say something more about falls and why we are breaking, so many people are breaking bones, and what is causing osteoporosis? It's so common. Our forefathers, like, our parents didn't have this problem. What's going on?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think one of the things that I learned was that, as we are getting older, a lot of things are changing in our body. And one of the biggest reason why we are getting falls is our balance is not as good as it used to be. And I think I met somebody recently, and he taught me some exercise about keeping my balance, as well as, I think there are some equipments that you can use to practice your balance. And I think that is also part of getting healthier, in terms of, preparing yourself to have less bony events and problem that can lead to further complications. So
I'm
yeah,
trying to get Gurbani to talk about bone problems in old age. He said he will do it. He had been out of country last couple of times when we were meeting. So hopefully I will get him or to say how to keep your bone health in old age.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, anybody who have experience doing it, they can talk about it. But any different way that can help us will be very good. Not
I
just
think
bone health, but
I
any
think
other.
the bone health is a more problem in women. Men has, I think that's my observation, that we have less problem compared to women, and we don't get bones. I mean, osteoporosis evaluation frequently. So I guess something to think about.
Yeah.
Nitin,
Geez.
sorry to, without us raising my hand, but autoimmune disorder, 85% of autoimmune disorders are in female. So maybe there is a common link. I don't know.
I think osteoporosis has something to do with hormonal, thing. I'm not knowledgeable to make any comment on that, but I think that's my understanding. That's why women have more problem with that.
Kaushik has to say
Orthopedic
something.
surgeon
Kaushik
has
was saying
left.
something.
Yeah, orthopedic surgeon has left, but there is hormonal, and now they are saying, Manoj, obesity is an hormonal disease, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
these may all be connected.
Well, I can tell you one thing. From my all-time high weight, I lost about 35 pounds, and I'm feeling so good. I feel healthy. I still need to follow Chitu's advice about the diet and other stuff, which can make even more changes in my life. So I'm open to anything that can make my old age better.
Yeah. Yeah. So Chiti will talk about diet someday.
Diet is a four-letter word. It is about nutrition. But what he talked about spirituality. Many people think it's a fluff, but health and holy, they come from the same root, as Norman would know more. So, unless you have the inside journey also, we all are emoting. Emotion is out motion. But if we have in motion, that taking in, that is just, that's why we have this more time now to find out who we really are. It is not about Mahavir and Buddha. Every seed has a program to become a tree. See, we all are Buddhas if we use our buddhi. I mean, there is nobody to worship. But so, my spirituality could be different than your, but that just the inner journey is so important. He talked about meditation and all that stuff. So, that way, we all become congruent and learn from each other. That's what I'm sorry. I think I was,
So only
I
only two people not said much is still Kausik and Kirit. So Kausik.
Yeah, I want to say the planning is the better part of the life, but
Yeah.
I will say only one thing. We do not have any control of us on our life. Let the life flow by its way. Just enjoy it
Yeah.
in its way. The main thing is that once you enjoy in every second, if you are in a bad condition or in a good condition, condition depends upon your mindset. So let us have flowing life all the throughout. Whenever we meet anywhere, how we are going to get the enjoyment. Because it's a long-standing thing. I meet you, or I will meet any of the you. We will have a old bonding of the thing, and let the have the good feelings and everything the God gives us. Let it flow bit by itself. Do not try
So,
to control it.
so
That you
that is
control the things.
that is precisely what my perspective was. That word in English, TOO, too much. Let the life flow. Wherever this word TOO comes, too much of planning, too much of concentration, too much of seriousness, then it spoils. I don't say that you should not be serious. I don't say that you should not plan. You get me wrong. Whenever I say this, it is only to bring a median path to it. Whatever you do, there was a saying, too much of anything is good for nothing. Even
So
too much of
we have to think about moderation in everything. That's right.
exact.
Okay. Yeah.
And there are many variables which many people do not keep in mind. Always keep all the variables in mind, at least at the back of your mind. That's all.
Chidu,
Many
I will agree
of
with
these
you.
variables we don't have control over it. Therefore, we don't want to go into that part. But important, keep
No.
everything in
I'm not
moderation.
saying to. No. Nitin, I'm not telling you to control the variables. I'm asking you to keep the variables in mind, at the back of your mind. There are variables. You should always keep that at the back of your mind.
Tito, I will totally agree with you about the spirituality. I think we don't want to be lonely. We want to be alone. And when you are alone, and that will happen in everybody's life, I think the spirituality does make a huge difference. And I think that'll be your strength when you are alone. And it will keep you alone and not lonely.
Yeah.
You,
Kirit, do you have
we
to say
are.
anything? Add
No,
anything?
I think Nitin point is well taken. I think he has given a good rundown of our old, like at the old age, and the retirement planning. And I think it's very well taken. But as I said, it's good to live each day as if it's no last day, or I mean, not to take life seriously. As Norman said, not to be too serious. So
So next time I will ask everybody, what will they like to do if they know this is your last day? What will you like to do? Different than what you are doing.
No, one more sentence, if Manoj you allow me.
Yeah,
Many people have lived their life not knowing what loneliness is.
yeah,
Understand? Without planning for it. It has come through their family, through their own nature, through spirituality and all. They never had to plan how to avoid loneliness. It comes naturally. You have to experience that rather than mentally, physically plan for it.
yeah. No, no, there is understand the one thing is, but yeah, one way of living is living like without specific planning for specific incidents. But other thing is planning is always good. It's not going to be bad if you kind of plan it. And one thing I'm thinking about, let me give an example, is in California we have to plan for earthquake. Okay, I mean, there are some who does not plan anything, and there are some who plan like earthquake is going to be 8.0 tomorrow morning. I'm not saying that you should not plan at all, but let's say you should plan something. So yeah, the
Exactly.
planning
So
is important.
again you come back to the same thing which you
Yes.
are in your own words have come to moderation.
Yeah. I mean, you should plan something, but not plan anything.
But
And
we
this
should not
is
assume that when we are discussing this, it's a negative thing or passive thing, and
no.
that
I have
no.
never said you are assuming that it is a negative thing. If you have all called us for some meeting, we can give
No,
our
no.
Oh
opinion,
yeah,
our
sure.
perspective.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
moment you give your opinion, you are contradicting someone is not the case.
No,
I
no,
have
no.
already told if I write an essay and Nitin writes an essay, he will get 100 out of 100. I agree. But since we are discussing, I am telling you my perspective
Yes.
also.
Yeah, we
There is
have to
no
learn. Yeah, we have to learn from all
there is
sides.
no vivad.
Yeah,
There is
yeah,
no argument.
yeah,
There is
yeah.
no vivad.
No,
Don't take it as contradictory statements.
no.
And
So this everybody learns
one thing,
from everybody. That's what we
one
don't
thing
learn from
again, I'll
somebody
tell
only.
you, if the flow is good, many things comes naturally, like many things comes to animals, like a fish swimming comes naturally. They do not have to plan. So there are things, ponder over this. I'm not again saying don't plan. Many things will come naturally to you if you are in that frame of mind.
Yeah. That mind has to be trained before, but to have that frame of mind, that's an
Yes.
important thing. That how can we have right frame of mind, is that we do get our mind trained somewhere without knowing that we are training our mind. But that's what
Oh,
it is. So maybe having that training of mind is important also, knowing
I think
knowingly or unknowingly.
I think we had a very good discussion,
Yeah.
and I
So how about like in July, who is coming? Nitin,
I'm
you are there doing golf, right?
I only for one day.
Yeah. Oh, you are coming only for one day?
No. I'm coming for the whole thing, but golf is only for third morning, and then
Oh,
I think so. I'm going to be there for the entire. I'm coming on second, and I'm going to be there for the whole meeting.
okay.
What
Okay.
time are you going there? What time you're
I'm going there around like we are reaching hotel around like 2 o'clock on second.
Second. Yeah.
second? Yeah, I'm coming around 11. So I
Oh,
think by the time I reach the hotel, it'll be like noon or
Yeah.
maybe
yep,
after.
yep.
Yeah.
You
yep.
might
So
have
we
a shuttle,
are playing
Kirat.
pickleball.
Yeah. They will. They
Pickleball.
will. They will have shuttle on second.
Manoj, we
Yeah.
are planning on playing pickleball, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I will go to find out what is there. No. The other thing is uh, we. I want to make sure that we all meet together at least couple of times during that time and just get
So,
on
Manoj,
second.
I think probably the best thing to see, look at the schedule, and I think what we should do, we should try to set up a time when we all plan ahead.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
again, planning.
Yeah.
I'm
So
into planning. So
right.
plan
Right. Right.
ahead so we all get together.
Yeah, so I want to try one of the days if we have even a room there, we can go ahead and get everybody anyway, minimum. But just like last time before. I mean, we will be around anyway. We'll get together at few times when there is common meetings and things like that, so that
So, are you guys interested in having a drink together? Then I can make arrangement for having some nice scotch, and then we can all, like we did last meeting,
yeah,
we all got together.
yeah,
I'll be more than happy to arrange for some nice scotch, and then we all can have fun.
yeah. I mean,
There
we'll
will
do
be a
one.
bar
I
in the
think,
hotel. There
yeah,
will be
I
a bar
know,
in the hotel.
but I think getting together in the room and
yeah.
just
We did
drinking
it
a
last
pen.
time. Last time in one of his rooms,
Yeah.
his room. I think we went to his room. No.
So
Yeah, I mean, we'll do something unless something else comes up. I want to see maybe third may be better day because most of the people will be there by third. Uh, I'm actually coming there on first, but I'm staying one night with
Parelia.
Ruparelia, and then I will be coming to hotel on second. So I'll be there around that time in the afternoon and see unless something more comes up.
well, I think I wish more and more of our classmates come, and because I always feel that our time is running out. I don't.
Right.
I have good genes, and I may live to be 100, but I don't know
Yeah, no,
what
no, we
condition.
have to still we have to we have to
Let's get
meet like
together.
this together often.
18, 120.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Chitu has good genes.
Chitu,
Nana, body is designed for 120. Ask Manoj. Body
Yes.
is designed for people have lived up. It is easy now, very
Yeah.
easy. Nitin,
Base,
come on one weekend, and it is possible.
yeah.
Chitu,
I mean, if you compare our genes to other animals who live longer, it is thought that the optimal human life could be 125 years.
Chitu,
Not like actually turtle can live 400
No,
years.
I am not joking. Kirit, I am not
No,
joking at all.
yeah, 125 years
Seriously, our
optimal.
body, we are shortchanged and we think 80 and 85. It just 100 years was when, like we didn't have science.
Right.
Yeah,
Now we have science to live up to 120 years very easily.
yeah.
so my mentor is Bachi Ben. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be like Bachi Ben. That's
Right.
the goal in my life.
When will
Then,
she be 100, Chitu?
and then listen, then
Chitu, when is she going
replace.
to be 100?
So 2 more years.
No, I'm shooting for 120, no doubt about it. But listen, if you Bachi Ben, then you have to change it to spirituality to Kirtan.
Well, I'm ready to learn. I think
Yeah.
I will do Kirtan is fine, and I am into spirituality. I'm into Kirtan. I can do all those things.
Yeah. Good.
Kirtan is the only time when God is khade page, according to Narsi Mehta. Otherwise, he is not paying attention.
So that was my point, that Bachiben is not lonely. She's alone. Okay. And she is keeping herself busy with Kirtan spirituality, so that aloneness is not bothering her. And I think that is a wonderful thing. Anyway.
You can be not lonely by two ways. One is relying something on outside, or other things relying everything inside you. So we have to look at both of those angles. And we mostly look outside so that we don't have to do anything from inside ourselves.
Perfectly said.
Yeah.
Manoj,
Yeah.
Kiran, Nitin was asking me, like, we'll talk about spirituality. He doesn't have to call. You just said it.
Yeah.
So inside is wise and outside is otherwise.
Yes. Yeah. Good. All right.
All right.
Okay. Well,
We have,
good talk.
I'm sorry that I offended, but like I was just wondering that, whenever somebody, it has happened
I'm
throughout the
going to
history.
stop actually recording 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, please stop recording.